kindergarten friends, happy Memorial Day. This week we're going to learn about insects. And this book I've had for a really long time and has some super cool stories about different insects. I can't read them all, but I'm going to try to read the honeybee, the dragonfly, the walking stick, the ladybug, the praying mantis, and the firefly. Insects do the strangest things. The beautiful dragonfly. The dragonfly does not look like a dragon, and it does not look like a fly. It looks like a pretty little airplane. When you see the dragonfly flash by, it probably sees you too. Its great round eyes are wonderful, and it can see everything around it at once. The dragonfly looks more like a dragon when it's young. The mother dragonfly lays her eggs in the water. The new dragonflies that come out of the eggs are called nymphs. Nymphs may be the ugliest and greediest things in the world. A nymph has a long bottom lip that has a hook on it. When something swims by, the lip snaps out and hooks it. The nymph gobbles up the victim and looks around for more. There's the nymph. It's really gross looking, and it lives underwater. The nymph lives underwater for almost a year, and then one day it stops eating. It climbs out of the water, and it hangs onto a reed or a twig. It does not move, and then its skin splits open, and shining wings appear. They'll never close them again, and out comes the dragonfly. Pretty cool. Another favorite, we call this chapter Twiggy or the Walking Stick. One of the strangest looking of all insects is the walking stick. It looks like a twig. Even its long, thin legs look like twigs. A walking stick sitting on a branch is hard to tell from a real twig. Even hungry birds pass close by without ever seeing the walking stick. We call that camouflage, right? The walking stick changes colors too. When it hatches in the spring, it is green like the new leaves. As it grows older, it turns brown, the color of the branches where it lives. When female walking sticks lay their eggs, they just let them drop to the ground. Often, many of them lay their eggs at the same time. Some sunny day, if you're walking in the woods, you may hear a sound like rain, but it's not rain. It is a shower of walking stick eggs. So cool. Okay, the next one we're going to do is this one they call Lady Luck or the Ladybug. Its real name is Ladybird Beetle, but most people call it the Ladybug. Many people think it brings good luck. And it does bring good luck to people who grow grapefruits and oranges and lemons. A ladybug is small, but it eats a lot, and it eats the aphids and other insects that ruin the fruit trees. People who live where ladybugs gather are lucky too. Sometimes thousands and thousands of ladybugs gather in one place. People fill their baskets and bottles and bags with them. Then they sell them to fruit growers. The fruit growers turn them loose onto the fruit trees. Ladybugs come to the same gathering place year after year. You may know the poem, Ladybug, Ladybug, Fly Away Home, but we rarely really want the ladybugs to stay. The world is lucky to have them. Oh, one of my favorites. This chapter is called The Green Grabber, but we know it as the Praying Mantis. The praying mantis sits very still. It holds up its front legs, and it looks as if it is praying. But the mantis is not praying. It is waiting. It is waiting to kill. There are many sharp spikes on those long legs, and when an insect comes along, the mantis legs shoot out. The spikes dig into the insect, and the mantis bites off its head. Snap! There goes another insect. Praying mantises make very good pets. They kill flies and other pests. A mantis will eat right out of your hand. It even seems to like having its back stroked. Some people tie praying mantises to their beds. The mantis keeps a sharp lookout. It snaps up any insects that come too close. So if you ever find a praying mantis, make it home with you. It might be the strangest pet that you've ever had. The honeybee. For thousands of years, men have raised and kept honeybees. Of all the insects, honeybees may be man's best friend. Bees make wax, and beeswax is used to make floor wax and colored pencils and candles. Bees help grass and fruit and flowers to grow. There is a yellow powder called pollen in the flowers, and bees carry pollen from one flower to another flower. Plants need this to make new seeds. If you like honey, thank the honeybees. Making honey is one of their main jobs. Honey is their main food. A honeybee's home is called a beehive. It can be in a tree or in a cave, or a man may have made it for the bees. There are many rooms in a hive, and they're called cells. 3 kinds of bees live in the hive. They are the queen, the drones, and the workers. The queen's job is to lay eggs. She can lay 2,000 eggs a day. From these eggs hatch white grubs. Some grubs turn into drones. They are the male bees. They do very little. Most of the grubs become workers. A worker is wonderfully made for its life of hard work. The first job it has is caring for the grubs. Its body makes a food called royal jelly, and all the grubs are fed royal jelly for a few days. Then most of them are fed bee bread. The workers make it from pollen and honey. These grubs turn into drones and more workers. A few grubs are fed only royal jelly. These grubs become new queens. When the workers are a little older, their bodies start making wax. They use this to make new cells in the hive. Soon they begin their last job. They go out and look for pollen and nectar. They bring back pollen in baskets on their legs. They bring nectar back in their stomachs. In the hive, they turn the nectar into honey. Workers do other things too. They store the honey and pollen in cells. They take care of the queen and they clean the hive. They keep it cool by fanning their wings. They mend it with sticky stuff called bee glue. And they guard it from enemies. Every worker bee has a stinger. It will sting anything that tries to take the honey. The queen does not use her stinger to guard the hive. She uses it only to kill other queens. A hive can have only one queen at a time. Of all the things the honeybees do, their dance is the strangest. A bee comes back to the hive with nectar and pollen. It begins to dance in circles. The other bees gather to watch. They can tell from the way the bee dances where it found the nectar. They fly right to the same flower to bring back more. The way honeybees work together is amazing. They do so many wonderful things. Whoever first made a friend of the busy bee had a good idea. And then the very last story, one of my favorites, is The Flying Flashlight or the Firefly. On a summer night, you may see tiny lights flashing in the dark sky. You may wonder about them. They are fireflies. They are telling each other where they are. Fireflies are not really flies at all. They are beetles. By day, you might not even see them. By night, they glow. Even their eggs glow. And the grubs that hatch from the eggs glow too. They're called glowworms. The strange thing about this light is that it has almost no heat. Man has tried to make light without heat, but he cannot do that. Some night, catch some fireflies, put them in a glass jar with a top on it. Other fireflies will see the light and come to it, and soon you will have enough light to read this book by. Then let them go. They do no harm, and their dancing lights make the nights more beautiful. You will find insects almost anywhere. Some are our friends, and some are not. But every kind of insect has its place in our strange and wonderful world. Okay, friends, I left a lot of my favorites out. Tomorrow we're going to learn about ants and body parts. And of course, I left butterflies out because we're going to do a whole day on butterflies. But the ones I did read today, my favorite insect is, I had a honeybee, a dragonfly, a walking stick, a ladybug, a praying mantis, and a firefly. And along with this story, I printed out a writing prompt. I'm going to turn this around. Ooh. And it says, your name is an entomologist, is somebody who studies insects. So your entomologist's name will go up here. Miss Martin. And you would draw a picture of your favorite insect here. The ones I read would give you some good ideas, and of course you can come up with your own. And then you're going to say, my favorite insect is, I might say, I'm going to say a ladybug. A ladybug because they help farmers. I'm going to go really long on this. And I like their spots. That's a pretty big sentence if you want to challenge yourself. And then, of course, I would draw a picture of a ladybug. Sometimes they have 5 spots. Sometimes they have 7. And of course, what we know is that they have 3 body parts and 6 legs, wings, and 2 antennae. So, there you go, friends. I hope you enjoyed that little lesson about insects, and I'll see you at our Zoom tomorrow. And we're going to learn about the body parts of an insect, and we're going to read about a really cool ant story. So enjoy this beautiful day. Love you. Bye-bye.